Hey friends, I'm so thrilled to pop in here today and talk to you all about visibility. I'm actually going to be doing 3 trainings on visibility this month, and this is the first. So you're in the right place if you're looking for support around getting more consistent online with your content and your visibility in a way that's more effective. Because I've been hearing from a lot of you, Anna, I am having trouble either getting visible for the first time, or you're visible, but you're feeling like you're not visible in front of the right audience, right? Or maybe you get visible for a little bit, but then you're not able to stay consistent. You are really going to love today's training, and I am so thrilled to dive in. We're going to cover a lot. Here's what we're going to cover today. So I'm going to ask you a key question that's going to help you reveal your content personality type. Yes, you have a superpower when it comes to visibility, and I feel like nailing it and refining it is really what's going to help you sustain your visibility for the long run in a way that's non-exhausting. So that's the first thing we're going to cover. I'm going to ask you that powerful question. I'm going to talk through the 3 types of core visibility. There's kind of 4, but 3 main ones. We're going to talk about the engagement funnel. That's how I teach visibility and content. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the summer and what that looks like for you. Hi, Lori. So fun to see you. Yes, if you're here watching live or if you're catching the replay, let me know. I want to hear it. And this is what I want to hear from you is I want to hear the number one thing that's feeling stuck for you or unnatural right now around visibility, because this will change over time, right? The visibility blocks. So in the program I teach Visible Impact, one of the main things we first do is look at what are our visibility blocks that are coming up for us in this level, right? Because the first time you ever get visible online, there might be certain visibility blocks, but you guys, to this day, I still have visibility blocks. They just look different, right? So I want you to let me know and just get clear for yourself what's feeling the most challenging right now around visibility, what's feeling like my biggest block, what's feeling like unnatural. Because I think sometimes what we do when something feels unnatural is we tell ourselves, I don't know anything and I need to learn a completely new system. No, that is not what this training is about, right? In this training, I really want you to make small tweaks, right? Small adjustments to the way that you're already showing up online, translating more of your heart online, making it more natural and making more impact. Okay, let me know where you're feeling most stuck. And I'm going to first just dive in with this question. So this is the question I would love for you to answer for me. And this is going to help me now what your personality type is when it comes to content, when it comes to visibility. Are you ready? My toddler in the other room is excited too. Okay, so this is the framework that I use in my sales, in my visibility when I teach both of these. But what I want you to answer for me today is I'm going to name 3 skills for you, and I want you to tell me which you are the most you're naturally good at as a woman. I don't want you to think about your business right now. I just want you to think about your life, right? When it comes to your life, however old you are. Hey, Katie, and just LOL. No, what did you say? What did you say no about, Katie? So I want you to let me know. I'm going to name 3 traits, and I want you to let me know which of these comes naturally to you just in your life, right? Which is a natural skill set. Okay, are you ready? Here's 3 skills. Number 1 is listening. Number 2 is coaching or teaching, right? Coaching and teaching. Number 3 is leading. I want you to just ask yourself, this is a time to brag, right? This is a time to self-brag. Which of these 3 things, listening, coaching, teaching, and leading, do you feel like just naturally happens for you, right? If you're in a room, maybe you're at a party or you're at a coffee shop with a good friend, what are you naturally good at? Like maybe you've heard people say to you, you're a really good listener. Like I feel really heard when I'm around you. If you're this type of person, you probably are really good with silence and white space, right? You just really love to get to know other people. So if you are just a rock star at listening, drop the word listen below, and that's going to help me identify for you what your content superpower is. Okay, so the second one is coaching or teaching. Like if you find yourself naturally, like maybe when you were 12, you were like helping your girlfriends out, right? You were giving them advice, you were asking them thought-provoking questions. Like when you look at your life, you were like, I kind of have always been a coach, right? Or I kind of have always loved teaching, right? So if that's you, you can write the word coach or teach. Coach, teach. So it's kind of the same one, right? The last one is lead. So if you have naturally in your life, you just love leading, you love knowing the way, and you love telling others about it. Maybe like when you have a product that you love like telling other people, hey, you guys, you've got to check this out. My uncle actually passed away a few years ago, but was totally this way. And there was something so vibrant about him. Like when he loved a movie, he would tell everyone about it. And it was just so excited, right? If you just naturally lead the way in things, it's easy for you to have strong convictions, and you tell people like, this is the right way, this is what I believe, this is what I know to be true. If that's easy for you, that's not easy for everyone. So I would love for you to write the word lead, right? Obviously we need to get good at all of these in our business, but I want you to identify what it is for you, either the listening part, the coaching teaching part, or the leadership part. Okay. Oh yeah, I love seeing these. Lori says teaching. Akami, hopefully I'm saying her name right, says teaching. So I want you to identify what it is. And if you're watching the replay, don't you dare move forward until you say it, right? Say what it is for you naturally, because I don't want your results to be tweaked. So what I have found to be true, right, when I coach women through visibility is, if you are naturally good at listening, that means your content superpower, your content personality type, you're prone to really get good at engagement online. It will be really easy for you to find a way to engage people online. And if you're like, hey, I'm really good at listening, but I'm not getting good engagement, I have tips and tactics to help you, but know that that one is going to be so easy for you to access, right? If you said, I'm good at coaching and teaching, value posts are your jam, right? That is something that it's going to be easy for you to show up and say, these are my top tips, right? This is what I'm learning right now. This is how you can get breakthrough with where you're feeling stuck. And then if you said lead, it's going to be so easy for you to hop over to sales, right? It's going to be so easy for you to be directive and let people know how they can benefit from your offers. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't get good at all of them, but what I want you to do is first tap into your content personality. I want you to first tap into your strength, master that, and then move to the other ones. Because as you guys know, I have a link for you guys. Let me drop this in here too. This is like just like a non-opt-in. It's just like a link to my Google Drive, actually. But this is a PDF of the engagement funnel. And this is how I teach visibility, right? It as a funnel, right? So we want to start at the top and then move to the bottom. And I'm going to review this with you today. But what I mentioned are the main components of the engagement funnel. And it is important that we start with the beginning and move to the end. But the thing is, we kind of like go throughout. So don't feel like you have to be too restrictive around this. So as you see in the engagement funnel, let me move my notes over. Level 1 of the engagement funnel is engagement. So we want to start like thinking about when you first meet someone at a party, right? This is how we want our visibility to be. We want to think about this, and this is hard for a lot of people because you probably think like, why do I need to build trust? Like everyone knows I'm a trustworthy person. No, they don't, right? It's your job to start off the relationship like you would any other relationship. So if you think about how you start, if you enter a party, like what's your style when it comes to connecting with people? My guess is you do two things. You ask them questions and you let them ask you questions, right? And so a great way to lean into engagement style content in your business, either if you're starting out or you're feeling like you haven't been visible for a while, is just to engage and ask questions. I have a freebie too called Crickets to Comments that'll help you do this. But the core of this is really to, when it comes to your subject matter, really get curious, right? And be able to ask engaging questions instead of just flooding people with information or teaching or sales. Taking a minute to listen. This is why if you're naturally good at listening, engagement's going to be a piece of cake for you, because that's what it's about, right? And of course we want to move engagement with our value posts too, but know that you can just provide value by engaging, right? And asking questions. So you can ask your audience questions, but you can also let them ask you questions by saying, okay, what questions do you have for me today, right? So let's see. Okay, so level 1 is engagement, right? And so you want to catch their eye, slow the scroll, just start the conversation by asking, hey, where do you live, right? Or even asking yourself, when I meet someone new, like, what do I ask them? What's your business, right? What are you passionate about? So really getting curious and starting the conversation with engagement before we dive into the other two pieces. So the next two pieces, you'll love this part if you said that you're good at the coaching teaching part. The next two pieces are value, right? How do we provide value online with our visibility? Two ways, with authority and authenticity. So authority is where you're giving tips, right? You're teaching. And then the authenticity part is you're telling part of your story, right? And so if you are a natural teacher, if you feel like you're a natural coach, like I was asking at the beginning, this part is going to come somewhat easy for you, because you may even notice, and this happens for me sometimes, even as you're learning something, you want to teach it, right? Or even as you are moving through something yourself, you're starting to create frameworks in your head. So that's level 2 and 3 is the authority and authenticity parts, right? And often one will come easier to you than the other. Like maybe it's really easy for you to teach, but it's hard for you to like share your own story. Or maybe you love sharing your own story, but you're like, am I really the expert, right? Can I really create frameworks and have people learn from me? Okay, beautiful. Katie says she's the best at listening and engaging. Beautiful. Isabel says, that's me. I'm a great listener. So good. Lori says, I can give tips all day. Your funnel breakdown is gold. I never thought of it. So glad that it's helpful, Katie. And then last is selling. And I want you to think about selling. Selling doesn't just mean you're talking about your paid offers. So that's important too. Selling means that you are being direct and you are communicating the value of something that you want people to buy into. Right? So even, and this is where a lot of people get tripped up, right? Is they forget to sell their free offers, right? So they're trying to sell this big package, but they forget to sell people into their sales call, right? Or they want to sell someone into their program, but they forget to sell them into joining their email list, right? Before we sell someone, like you guys know how I conceptualize like a client relationship path, before we jump to the end, right? We need to sell someone into our free stuff. So writing sales content doesn't mean you're selling something that is paid. It could mean that you are selling something that's free. So maybe list for me in the comments below something that's free in your business that you sell with your content. This might be your Facebook community. If you sell the value of your Facebook community to have people join, if you sell your discovery call, right, to get people to hop on the phone with you, if you sell your freebie, right, you've got to join this free, you've got to download this freebie. It's going to be super helpful for you. So let me know below what it is that you sell. And like I said, if you naturally are good at leading in your business, it's going to be pretty seamless for you to learn the skill of selling. And this is, so types of visibility and content that are sales content are where you share your offer, you promote potential results, you share testimonials, stuff like that. And again, you can even share testimonials for your free stuff, right? You can say, hey, this person downloaded this freebie and this is the result they got. And I think too, like so often we forget this, right? I know at the start of my business, I really was converting so high on my discovery calls. And a big reason was because, and I feel like I still convert high, but I was almost like converting 100% of the time because I wasn't getting like warmish leads on the phone. I was only getting people on the phone for sales calls that were already like in. They didn't really even need a sales call, right? And so I think we can increase our capacity when we are willing to get on the phone with people that are on the fence, right? They don't know, and being willing to hop on the phone and help them make that decision. And so that's what selling your discovery call does, is you're allowing people to hop on the phone with you, even if they're not quite convinced yet, right? Or even if they're uncertain. Okay, so those are the 4 phases of the engagement funnel. The engagement, in the middle is that value part, the authority, authenticity, and at the end is that sales. And it kind of goes in order, but it kind of doesn't, right? So if you're starting off in your business, or if you're putting out something brand new in your business, or you're doing a launch, I do encourage you to go in this order. We kind of want to engage, do the authority, authenticity, and then sell last. But in general, we want to do all of these. So I don't want you to overthink it. And a lot of people, I hear people ask the question, how long do I have to show up online before I can sell, right? I don't want you to do like engagement visibility for like 7 weeks, authority, you know what I mean? Like authority and visibility for 7 weeks, and then at the end, sales. No, no, no. In a given week, you should probably be doing all these things, right? With your audience, you should be engaging, you should be teaching / coaching, you should be showing up authentically, you should be selling, right? So we do all of these things all the time. But I think if you're feeling stuck, it can be helpful just to start with that engagement piece, right? Move to that authority piece, share some authenticity, do a little bit of selling, because I feel like that can be really, feel really aligned. And if you think about it, what I've done, you guys, is I've created a framework to mirror what you're already doing in your real life. Like, this is how you naturally build relationship. And so it's going to feel really, really good, and it's going to work. It's going to work like a charm. Move back to my notes. It's going to be a discovery call starting from tomorrow. I love that. I love that. Starting tomorrow. Beautiful. Lori says, I struggle with sales. I have no freebie. I can teach all day, but I struggle with the next step. Totally. So now it's time for you to, like, if you don't have a freebie, get a freebie, right? And again, you don't have to have all of the free things. Like, if you have a free call, like if you have a discovery call or a free mini session, you can sell that, right? Or if you have an online presence, you can sell that, right? So like, let's say you're hanging out in this Facebook group and you want people to join your Instagram, you can sell your Instagram, right? Like, hey, come hang out with me on Instagram where you'll see this and this, right? So you're selling them on the next step, right? That's different than engagement and that value piece. That's really selling them on taking that next step to get to know you. Okay, Lori, tell us, even before you have a freebie, what's something that you can sell that's your next step? I want to hear that. Okay, so you guys know now your content personality type, that thing that's like a natural, that's a natural strength for you. So go ahead and drop that in the comments. So it's either going to be the engagement visibility, the engagement content, the value content, or the sales content. So I want you to embrace that. And this week, I want you to like kind of own it and rock it. I do think it's important too to say, like, okay, which is the thing, where's my gap and where can I, lean in and do better? But I think it really helps if we first lean into where is our strength. Okay. Covered that. Okay. This is really important. Make sure that you know what's at the end of your engagement funnel, right? Make sure that you're visible with intention. This is so important because at the end, we need to know what it is we're selling, right? Hopefully it is a paid offer, but it may not be in the season, right? If your goal is to grow your audience, if your goal is to get confident online, whatever it is that's your goal right now, get really clear on that so you can make sure that your visibility is moving people towards that, right? So if it is to sell a group program, right? Even though only a piece of your content and your visibility is going to be sales content, all of your content should be written in mind with your focus, right? All of your content, the engagement, the value, all of it should be written in the back of your mind with what you're selling, because that's what we're leading people towards, right? Let's see. Okay, let me know what questions are coming up for you. What questions are coming up for you when it comes to having your visibility help you sell in your business, when it comes to having your visibility move people towards a paid offer, a way to connect with you on a paid capacity in your business. And then I want to talk a little bit about summertime, because in this next round of Visible Impact, so I lead small groups of women through visibility. It's like a little visibility incubator. You get training and support from me personally in getting more visible in your business. And what I really have in mind for this next group of ladies is it's the summer. And so yes, I want you to work on being visible in the moment. I think that's super, super important. Work on, how do I engage my audience? How do I sell to my audience? How do I give value to my audience right now? But once you master that in the moment, I think it's powerful to figure out how to batch and create in advance. Give me an X in the comments if you're planning on doing some sort of batching or creating in advance in your business this summer. It is not easy, right? But when you figure out a flow that works for you, it becomes easier, right? And when you master learning how to do all three of these things, right? The engagement, the value, the sales, when you master all three of those parts, organically, it's much easier to batch them, right? Because you know what it looks like to engage people, you know what it looks like to provide value, you know what it looks like to sell. And so you can know that I need to create this many posts in advance, right? And so what we're going to do this round is really lean into doing some batching and finding a repeatable rhythm for you so that visibility isn't the thing that's always on your mind. Yes, I think in every level of our business, we need to find a new flow of visibility, but you should not be consumed with visibility in every season of your business, right? It's kind of something at the start. So I feel like visible impact is a great fit, especially this round, for someone that isn't at the 6-figure mark yet, right? Is in that rhythm of still getting their income up consistently. Showing up online and finding that rhythm, or someone that is past 6 figures in their business but doesn't have a content rhythm down, and that's feeling like they're consuming their time. But really, this is something that it shouldn't always be a problem in your business, right? It should be something where you get a rhythm with visibility and you can up level to the next problem, right? Which is usually working on tightening up your sales process, which is working on your team, on the legal parts of your business, on the financial parts of your business, right? And so if you're feeling stuck around visibility, get unstuck, right? Get support, whether it's Invisible Impact. I have the wait list link up. Registration isn't open, but if you want to be the first to hear the details, make sure you join the wait list, or get support around that, around your rhythm for creating content, and in a way that works, right? And in a way that is moving people towards your paid offers, because this is something that I want you to work on, to master, and to be able to up level that problem, right? Lori says, I'm going live every week. Beautiful. I will probably sell my live show as my freebie. Totally, right? And so maybe even writing some copy this week, right? So Lori, what that would look like for you, right, if you were writing that sales post in advance, is getting clear on what's the benefit someone gets from that free offer, right? For you watching, it might be your freebies or your Facebook group, right? For you, it's your Facebook live show, right? And so maybe even giving it a fun name, and then letting them know like what they can expect, what results they can expect. In many ways, I've kind of done this with this post, right? I've let you know in advance, like, this is what you can expect from this training. And so I've let you know really clearly, so you know if this is for you or not, right? Okay, beautiful. So a great way to stay visible and stay consistent, even if you don't want to be absent from your business, right? Like my big motivation too, I think, in getting a rhythm of visibility done and created in advance is so that I can show up more in my business, not show up so that I can show up less, sure, so that sometimes I can take a vacation, but really so that I can take more discovery calls, right? Or I can focus on my current clients better, or I can work on other elements of my business. And so know that wanting to really master visibility and create a rhythm for yourself doesn't mean that you want to be done with your business. It just means that you're ready to work on other things. Okay, so that's all I have for you. I cannot wait to hear how this transforms your business, transforms the way that you show up online. And I really hope that you own it. I hope that you own, I know that I called it your content personality, but I also wanted to call it your superpower, right? Really own hey, engaging online, hey, giving value online is my superpower. Hey, selling online is my superpower. Maybe even drop that for me in the comments below as a way to claim that, right? So if you told me at the start, I'm naturally really good at listening, I want you to claim engagement is my superpower, right? If you're really good at coaching and teaching, claim that value, right? Giving value online with Facebook posts, right? Whatever it is my superpower. And I'm going to lean back into that. If you're really good at leading in your life, then you can claim selling is my superpower, right? I am so good at naturally leading people to the paid work in my business. I cannot wait to see how this helps you up level and helps you show up with more ease, right? Because like I said, it is important to make sure that we do those other things that we're not feeling strong at. And maybe that's a question I want you to answer too. When it comes to the other pieces, which piece of visibility or content creation do you feel is something that you're not good at or that you want to lean into improving? Maybe you can let me know that too, because I think that'll help me as I do these trainings know which to focus more on. So out of engagement, value, and sales, which type of visibility is hardest for you? Let me know that. Which piece is hardest for you to create, to maintain, because at the end of the day, we want you to feel really good at all of these, and I want you to be able to create them in advance, right? I want you to be able to know how to sit down, create this content, and be able to let it go out, right? And I had a lot of fears, you guys, the first time I started creating content more in advance, like what if it's not as impactful, right? Or what? But you guys, now that, and if you really look at my own visibility in the past like half year, especially this past half year, it's been replayed, right? So it's old content that I'm kind of freshening up, but it has gotten just as much engagement, if not more, than when I played it out the first time. So I think we have a lot of fears, right, around getting visible for the first time. We also have a lot of fears around like up-leveling our visibility and batching or creating in advance. But on the other side of it, you guys, is just such a beautiful up-level. Yay! Creating value is my superpower. So good. I love the little lightning bolt too. Okay, ask me any questions that you're feeling stuck at around this, because my goal in this community is to support you around making visibility feel better, making your visibility work better, right? What's the point of visibility? To get you clients, right? To fill your programs, to, at the end of the day, make selling easier. Yes, I do teach sales, and I have a program around getting really good on doing discovery calls and creating your own sales scripts. But honestly, all of that becomes easier when you're showing up consistently and your visibility is resonating, right? When your visibility is magnetic. How do we get magnetic visibility? By leaning into your content personality type, right? By improving where we need to improve, but really leaning into where we shine. And it will be interesting too, you guys, now that you know this concept, as you're around on the interwebs this week, it's going to be interesting to look and try to spy and guess other people's, right? So as you're in other people's Facebook communities, as you're on other people's Instagram accounts, ooh, I got a nose itch. Try to guess, right? And try to kind of see, what is it that this person's doing? Are they really relying on engagement? Are they doing a lot of teaching? Are they doing a lot of selling? And what feels best to me as a consumer, right? Because what feels really good to you and the Instagram accounts and the Facebook groups you're attracted to, my guess is that's what your clients would want too, right? And so really being mindful, like not copying people, obviously, but being mindful of like, wow, this is what I really enjoy about the space Anna's created, right? Or this is what I've really enjoyed about the space this influencer has created. And this is the content personality they may have. This is the superpower that they're leaning into. How do I do some of that? But at the same time, how do I lean into my own, right? Because we don't want to just do something because someone else is doing it, right? We want to take it through the lens of, but also, what's my superpower, right? And how do I want to show up and what works for me? Because the fastest way to burn out is just doing a visibility strategy because someone else told you to do it, right? Or doing a visibility strategy because it works for someone else. There's so many ways in this day and age to be visible online, and I want you to pick the one that works for you. Okay, ladies, hope you have such a beautiful Tuesday. I'm gonna drop, I dropped the links already in there for you below. So we have the non-opt-in engagement funnel PDF. Open that on your phone, screenshot that. Feel like that's really going to help you as you get visible, as you create your content. There's my freebie Crickets to Comments workbook. If you are at the start or at the shift, this is going to help you create more engagement online in your community. And then the Visible Impact waitlist. So in a few weeks, I'm opening another round of Visible Impact with a fresh group of women, a small group to help them get visible online at the next level in a way that is magnetic and radiant and converts into clients. And I just can't wait. Okay. I broke my own rule, right? Because I gave you 3 call to action. So do what I say, not what I do, right? Okay. Happy Tuesday, loves.